Okay, this is how to make brown gravy using a roux instead of a slurry. We have a pan that's getting pretty hot. We have, I don't know, 3 tablespoons of butter. You can use any kind of fat. I'm using a mixture of butter and oil because, I don't know, that's what I want to use. Then we're also going to use a little bit of any kind of cooking oil. This is canola oil. Just don't use extra virgin olive oil because it'll burn. Just, I don't know, about an equal amount. Okay, you want the butter to all melt and the oil to get pretty hot. Right now a lot of the water in the butter is cooking off. The butter is just because it gives it a better flavor. Okay, that's getting fairly hot. So we're going to add some flour. I'm going to start out, I don't know, about half a cup maybe. A little bit over half a cup. This is going to make more than we need, but you never know. And I'm not good at cooking little amounts of anything.
Smells good.
Okay, that was just about the right amount of flour. Yeah. Okay, a little bit too much flour. So all you got to do, just add a little bit more oil. You want it to make like a thick, bubbly paste at first. That's about what you want right there. And what this is doing, whereas the slurry, you cook the flour in the broth, this we're cooking the flour before we add the broth, so that you get the flour flavor out and it's cooked already. I'm sure they'd rather see the food than my face. Okay, this is really hot. You don't want it that hot. You want to do this until it gets a little brown all over. And it smells good. See how when you leave it alone it's starting to melt down? That's the consistency you want for right now. Just let it melt down a little bit like that and stir it. So you don't want the bottom of it to burn. I tend to have my burner hotter than it needs to be. If you're brave, you can taste it and see if it tastes like cooked flour or raw flour. But it's really, really hot and it's oil, so I wouldn't do it unless you want to burn your finger and tongue like I just did. And since, you know, you want gravy, you don't want to spend all day cooking it, we're not going to spend a lot of time on the roux, but this is a basic roux. It's been cooked really quickly, and you could probably cook it a little bit longer. The longer you cook the roux, the less it's going to thicken. So like right now, it'll thicken quite a bit. So we're going to take some of this stuff out so we can add it back in a minute. Probably you need to add a little bit, but I'd rather, you can always thicken a gravy easier than you can thin it out. And I have 2 cups of beef broth here, made with super bouillon cubes. You can use beef chicken stock, if you can, beef stock, if you can find it, but this tastes like crap, so we're not going to use it. Okay, you take this, and it's going to bubble and boil. Don't add all of it, save about, I don't know, a little bit less than a 1/4 cup. That way you can add it if you need it, not if you don't. This tends to be a lot quicker than the slurry method, but it's also a lot easier to mess it up. So it just depends on what you want to do. And also this could have a better flavor, but it also has more fat. See how that's already thickening up? Slurry method, you know, took about 5 or 10 minutes to get it to this point. And if you notice, there's less lumps because we cooked the flour already, before we added the liquid, and the raw flour is what clumps up. The cooked flour doesn't clump up very much. So that's another bonus for this way. Like I said, if you're just starting, the slurry method is a lot easier, especially if you don't mind straining it out afterwards. But if you want to experiment, or you just want to try this way, the roux method can be quicker. Just keep stirring still because you want to get everything mixed up good. See, I thought we might have needed some more of that roux, but probably not. Want to taste? Tad bit of salt. Not much because those bouillon cubes have quite a bit of salt. A little bit of magic syrup because I like it. And if you're from Texas or you just like pepper, generous amounts of pepper up in there. Stir it all up. See, it's already thickening up pretty good. Taste it. Get your wife to taste it. She likes it. I like it. There you go. Nice, creamy, tasty. Turn off the burner. Brown gravy. A lot quicker than the slurry method, but a lot easier to mess up. I know it looks like it was easier, but I've messed up this method a lot more than the slurry method. So, there you go. Ready to pour over some rice and gravy, rice and hamburger patty and egg and call it Loco Moco.